Okay, so we're gonna do like updated tattoos and piercings because like I think the last one we did was actually probably our most popular video, and we have new things to talk about. So we're gonna do updated. So if we start with piercings, because we've got new piercings since then, what we got first that we both have is the heart daith. We got that done at the Manchester Tattoo Convention because we weren't 18 yet, so it was a bit rubbish to like come away with nothing.
Yeah.
And basically I thought it was going to be pretty easy. Like in my head it didn't really seem like it would hurt, and it was
a very thin bit of carton.
But it's not. It actually goes through like the thickest bit of your own. I would say it's probably the most painful piercing I've ever got.
Definitely. It's definitely up there. It was horrendously painful.
Really, really bad.
At the same tattoo convention I also got my nose re-pierced, and I got a ring to put in it, which I immediately put in after we got home. Which you're not supposed to do, but I prefer the look of a ring to a stud.
Yeah, definitely.
Just personally.
Yeah, I think it's trendier. So yeah, if you're going to get the daith, I would give that like a 4.5 out of 5 for pain. But it's actually like one of the easiest ones I've had to heal, because it's like it's so inside your ear. I could still sleep on it and stuff. It just kind of hurts like if you smile afterwards.
Yeah, if you talk or move your face, it really hurts.
But if to be honest, I don't think I would ever get that one again, just because it hurt so bad.
It was really pretty bad. Nose piercing, I'd say like a 1 or 2. It wasn't bad at all, really.
Yeah.
Just in and out needle, no crunching involved, which was good.
So in the last video I'd taken out my what's called scaffold. I didn't have it in at that point because it actually ripped through my ear, and I was talking about whether or not I'd get it re-pierced, and I actually did. I don't remember when I got this done. I'm trying to think.
It was the last year of, I think it was year.
I really don't. I think it must have been maybe 2 years ago now.
Yeah, I think it was about 2 years ago.
And yeah, it hurt pretty bad obviously because it was a painful piercing to get, and I had to get it through scar tissue. Actually, if you look at one, I think, what video was it? I think it's a Get Ready With Me I did right at the end.
Oh yeah.
There's a clip of it bleeding, and I've never ever had or seen a piercing that bled as much as this did. And I think it is just because I had to go through so much scar tissue. It was just constantly pouring blood, like seriously all over my face. It's like a
horrifying.
So yeah, that was really sore actually, and I found that it took longer to heal the second time just because it had to go through, you know, scars and stuff. It took a lot longer to heal than it did the first time around. But now, you know, it's been 2 years, it's pretty much painless. I still think that's a really difficult piercing to have. I think if you want it, like, you have to be aware.
It will get wrapped in your hair, you can't sleep on it, it's pain in the ass.
It's not like other ones where it hurts and then you heal it and it's done. Like, it never fully heals. Like, it still causes me problems even 2 years later, but, you know, I can deal with it. It's just something to, like, maybe be aware of, that it's not a cut and dry piercing.
Yeah, it's not a walking park, basically. That same day, Charlotte was like, well, I'm not getting my scaffold redone until you get something. So I got my belly button pierced, which I've been wanting for ages, and that was actually pretty painful because I was wearing high-waisted jeans at the time, and it just caught as we were walking home, and I was like, I need to take my pants off, this is so painful. So, I don't know, I'd give that like a 3.5 out of 5 for pain. It's pretty bad. I've not had that many problems with it apart from it catching on things, but other than that, it's not been too bad. It's been okay.
Oh yeah, and for the scaffold, I think I'd give it a 3.5 if you just get it done. If you get it done through scar tissue, it's probably like a 4.
Oh yeah, first of all, my sister was going to get a cartilage pierce, and she said that she doesn't want to do it alone, so I got a rook piercing for the sake of it. That was surprisingly extremely painful. It's, again, a very thick bit of cartilage, not really a piercing that you just decide to do on a random day. I wasn't prepared for that. And yeah, that one bled quite a lot actually. It was quite painful. I'd say like a 4 for the rook. And after that, was it my conch?
The which one? Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then when we came to Cardiff I was really bored one day, so I went and got my conch pierced. And again, it's a very, very thick bit of cartilage, similar to the daith, so I'd say like a 3.5 to a 4. Yeah, and they put this really ugly, massive stud in it, and it was hideous for like most of uni, and then finally got round to changing it, and I really like it now. So.
Yeah, and I've just taken out my first ever cartilage. It was pierced in the wrong position. It was the first ever piercing I got, and it's done with a gun. It was just literally, it caused me so much pain. I mean, I must have got that done when I was about 13, so five years later it was still hurting, so I just took that one out, so that one's gone. So yeah, that's all the piercings, I think.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that is all the piercings.
So tattoos, I don't know what came first, so I think my arm came first.
Yeah.
So it was after my 18th birthday, in August, and I basically was just kind of on Instagram and I saw the artist that did this had done like a similar design, and I'd actually been thinking about getting a bee for a really long time, and I saw that and I was just like, okay, that's it, like that's what I want. And the artist is called, oh god, I can't remember her name, I think it's Chelsea. I know what her Instagram is, and she's had a baby, so she's on maternity leave at the minute, but I can leave it down below. It was done at Holier now in Manchester, which is a pretty well known shop, I'd say. So yeah, I got it for my 18th birthday. I think it was about, how much was it, £80. Just the meaning of the bee is just like, I don't know, like I just really like the way it looks. That's kind of the first thing. And obviously, like from Manchester, the bee is kind of, you know, the symbol of Manchester, and it reminds me of home. And like, I don't know, it just reminds me of like summer days and just, you know, nature. Like, it's really hard for me to explain the meaning, but like I know it in my head. I find it really hard to communicate it. But yeah, it's done with dot work. I have a really bad reaction to tattoos. I'm not sure what it is, but they make me feel like shit. So
She was dying.
like, this really hurt actually. I think there's like a thing where it's like, if you get anything done on the inside of your arm, that's always going to hurt more than the outside. Like it's just even if you do this, like this is way more sensitive than it is here, so it's quite a painful place. And when it was kind of getting up towards the ditch of my elbow, it started to really hurt then. I basically got this done like after a really long day at work, and my job was kind of like a pretty active job, an outside job, and it was really hot that day, so I was already feeling pretty drained.
Yeah.
And I don't know, tattoos just make me like, they just completely take all my energy away.
So I got a tattoo on my sternum, and it's a Radiohead song. It's one of my favourite songs of all time. I listen to it like repeat, and it just, yeah, kind of reminds me of like relying on myself. Yeah, that sternum was, it was pretty painful to be honest, but I think it wasn't too bad because it's quite a small tattoo, whereas if you were getting something big there, I can imagine it being horrendous.
Yeah.
When the artists put the stencil on, other artists were walking past in the shop that we've been going to since we were 13, and they were all going, oh god, babe, fuck, that's gonna kill, and I was like, thank you.
It did take like 5 minutes.
It was very, very short. It didn't really hurt that much. I'd say like a 3. But yeah, that was one of my favourite tattoos.
Oh yeah, no, this took about 50 minutes? It wasn't like quite an hour, but it was definitely longer than 45 minutes. It took about 50 minutes. And then the next one was?
On a whim, decided to get a snake on my foot because I've got a forest on this one. It's quite a big piece. It goes round the back of my ankle as well and onto the bridge of my foot. That was painful. That was very painful. It took a while. I don't know how long would you
Probably
say?
about 40 minutes?
Yeah, probably about
45.
Yeah. It's very detailed, like all line work, and the tattoo artist, he was really good. I think it's Silverhand tattoos, something in Cardiff.
Sounds kind of familiar.
I'll link it below. The artist, amazing, free-handed the whole thing, and I was really picky and asked him to remove coils and everything, and yeah, he was really good, and I'm really happy with it. I love the way it looks with like heels or flats or
How much was it?
So that's, I think it was between £60 and £70. It wasn't expensive for what it is, which is really good.
And then, should we just do the match? Is it just the 13 one left?
Yeah, oh, and I'd say the sternum was about £30, £40.
Yeah, I think it was around there.
Yeah, it wasn't expensive.
Because it's so small, but if you don't know, like, if you go to a tattoo shop, if you wanted to even get, like, the tiniest, like, this big, it's probably still going to cost at least £30, because they have to charge, like, setup fees and stuff, so...
Yes.
You're never going to get one much cheaper than that, unless it's a really bad place.
Yeah.
So yeah, the last ones are Friday the 13th tattoos. We got these done November, Friday the 13th of last year. And what's the place called again? It's called Keep the Faith Social Club in Cardiff.
Yeah, it's like a barber / tattoo.
So if you don't know the tradition of Friday the 13th tattoos, it's like a tradition where on 13 related tattoos are £13 on Friday the 13th. Not a lot of places do them for £13 because, like I said, like that's crazy cheap for a tattoo.
It's ridiculously
a lot of them kind of do like £33, but these were £13. So I have 2 teeth with 13 in. There's literally no meaning to it. It's just like for the longest time I've known about this tradition, so I just really wanted to get one that kind of like marked the tradition. And I just think it looks really cute, to be honest. It was just like design I was attracted to, and I don't know, it kind of reminds me of like sweet tooth, because I have a really big sweet tooth, and that's just what it makes me think of.
Mine is a little 13 Roman numerals, but the X is like scissors, and there's no meaning to it. I just really like the way it looks and the position, and yeah, there's literally nothing to it. I just wanted to kind of experience the tradition of Friday the 13th tattoos, you know, the balls everyone's trying to fight for the places. But yeah, and it was just a fun day out, really.
It was a really fun day, like the way they have to organise it, and you get like a little ticket, and it was a really fun time. So I wrote a blog post on our blog, which is linked below, that was actually like seriously really one of our most popular posts. It was about being young with tattoos that are like visible, so I think I'll just like touch on it in this video. I just want to say, like, if you're watching this and you're like 17, really just think about getting tattoos on your arms, because with me, I don't regret them at all, like at all, and obviously I've only had them for like a year, so ask me in 10 years if I regret it, it might be a different story, but like, I just think tattoos are becoming more and more popular, which is a really good thing, because it means they're becoming more and more accepted, but I feel like a lot of young people like get tattoos kind of for the sake of it, and I just think like, don't go on the arms straight away. I don't know, like, I don't want to patronise anyone, because obviously I'm only 18 and I have like quite visible tattoos on my arms, but I just, like I said, I've been obsessed with them since I was about 5, and you do have to prepare for people like treating you different, like around my boyfriend's family I can't show them, like around my family don't like them, but obviously it's my family, so like I can kind of stand up for myself a bit more, and like people in the street will stare at me sometimes, especially if I go clubbing. I've had guys come up to me and be like, why have you got teeth tattooed on you? That happened even in the student union.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, you have to prepare yourself for like comments and stuff like that.
They do invite comments and kind of criticism, which is
like
pain in the ass, because
like,
someone wouldn't come up and be like, why are you wearing blue eyeshadow?
Exactly.
It's like,
it's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous thing, and I don't like it, but I'm just saying, like, it's something you really do have to think about before you get it. Like, I've had people in tattoos, people in clubs literally grab my arm to look at my tattoos, and it's like, that they wouldn't do that to someone who didn't.
Yeah.
And I just think, like, obviously with jobs and stuff like that, just think about what you're doing. Because my degree is a creative degree, so the industry I'm going to go into is hopefully more accepting than, like, obviously medicine. Like, you just have to think about it. And I hate that I have to say that, because it should be like, everyone should just do whatever they want, but like, things, you do have to think about it. But my life hasn't changed like that much. I'm just saying, if you are thinking about being young and having tattoos, just be aware that you do get a lot of comments and looks, and people
just
trying to offer you advice.
really think about what you're going to get as well, because we're only young, but like I said, we've known that we've wanted tattoos for a very, very young age, and even the first ones we had, we completely like planned them out, drew them. They all have meaning somewhat, apart from the 13s. But I mean, we've got so many at this point that it's like...
Yeah.
But yeah, just be aware of trend tattoos as well.
Definitely.
I think at one point it was the Pinterest feather, you know, that everyone had on the ribs, and and you know, I mean, at the time I was like, oh, that's so cute, I want that, and then now I'm like, oh, I'm really glad.
Get it.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Oh God, no. If it means something to you, I'm just saying, like, this is because tattoos are becoming more and more popular. Young people, and this, I generally don't mean to be patronising, but like, people want to get tattoos for the sake of having tattoos.
Yeah.
And if you go and get like a dream catcher that you saw on Pinterest tattooed on your arm, that's literally going to be there until you die.
You don't want to look at that and think, why did I get that? Oh, because I saw a picture on Pinterest and I thought it was cute.
And
like,
you don't want to regret There's
it.
no going back. Like, now I have tattoos on my arms, I can't, like, do you know what I mean? If I went for a job interview for like a big corporation, there's no going back. I have to wear long sleeves. Like, that's a decision I had to make, and that's something like you have to like seriously think about.
Yeah.
Just don't do things that you can't.
Don't go along with the bandwagon. Because even when Charlotte was, say, getting her B, I was like, I'm not quite ready to go on my arms yet. And then,
yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? You just have to know your own mind and really know what you're after in tattoos.
Because this can't be laser. I can laser this off, but then you have to cover it with something else. Like, you can't ever get rid of a tattoo, so it's there forever. Yeah. Just make sure you're making a good decision.
Yes. But tattoos are fun.
They are fun.
Enjoyable, painful, but they're a nice accessory to have.
And they are
meaning.
very permanent.
Very permanent.
So just make sure you're making smart decisions.
Yes. And be safe. Don't choose a shit place.
Yes.
Invest. It's worth it. It's going to be on you forever.
Yeah.
And that's basically...
That is everything.
all we have to say.
So if you have any questions, do go ahead and leave them below. We'll try and list every shop we've been to. Yeah, so that's it. Subscribe!